Air rifles aren't just for plinking soda cans anymore. The 2025 lineup proves it with new models that are smarter, stronger, and built to handle everything from precision matches to serious hunting. What's up, everyone? This is Sully from Line 45, and today I am giving you a rundown of the newest air rifles of 2025 that are raising the bar on performance tuning and real-world capability. Before I start, I would really appreciate it if you would push those buttons below. The subscribe button, the notification bell, all of them. This is not necessary, but those little clicks help a brother out. Plus, it pushes me to give you more valuable car-related content on your screen. Now buckle up and let's get back to the video. Diana Outlaw Gen 2. I've been burned before by rifles that look the part, but just don't shoot worth a damn. That's why when I picked up the Diana Outlaw Gen 2, I didn't care much how it was being advertised. What got me was how this rifle handled .22 pellets like it was made to compete with rifles twice the price. It's not just punching paper clean, it's stacking those hits over and over again out to 50 yards and doing it quietly, with poise. This isn't your loud, clunky backyard cannon. The Outlaw Gen 2 is regulated, so you're getting consistent velocities, whether it's shot 1 or shot 20. I filled it to 3,025 psi, and that 210 CT air tube held its charge like a champ. With JSB 18.13s, I was holding sub-inch groups, and you could hear the impact on the steel more than the rifle itself. That carbon fiber barrel sleeve and built-in moderator aren't just for show. They actually work. It sounds more like a stapler than a PCP. The side lever felt tight, no wobble, no slop. Just a clean mechanical pull that's easy to run prone or benched. I had no cycling issues with the mags either. The 22 rotary mag holds 11 shots and feeds without a hiccup. The checkered wood stock, too, isn't just eye candy. It gives you that firm grip when your hands are sweating or gloved up. And for a gun that weighs just around 6.7 pounds, its shoulders naturally carries easily and stays balanced even with a scope on top. Toss in the M-lock slots and pick rail, and now it's not just a hunting rifle. You can dress it up with a bipod, lights, whatever. I mounted a 3-9x and was ringing reactive targets from 25 to 60 yards like clockwork. Trigger is crisp, breaks clean, and is fully adjustable. For the money, it feels like Diana finally gave us a PCP that's practical, not over-engineered, and definitely not overpriced. Keep in mind that this thing is only $550 or so. Next one on deck is built way stronger. Let's take a look at that. AIR Force Tex Rex. The Tex Rex .510 from Air Force isn't just another entry in the big bore category. It's a serious hunting tool built by folks who clearly understand what this caliber is capable of. Shooting the Tex Rex feels more like handling a specialized piece of kit than your typical backyard PCP. It was built around the idea of efficiency, energy, and control, and in every one of those categories, it delivers. This rifle launches heavy .510 slugs with over 100 foot-pounds of energy, and it does so with consistent authority. I set mine up with the larger transfer port and a 385-grain slug, and each shot was exactly what you'd want for the big game. The energy dump is massive, and terminal performance on larger animals is exactly why you'd step up to this platform. There's very little drop in power between the first and fourth shots. If you've got a clean fill at 4,500 psi in that carbon fiber 500cc tank, you're good to go for a handful of high-impact, high-accuracy rounds. The 34-inch Lothar Walther barrel is a big part of why it stays so precise. It's rifled for long, heavy projectiles and delivers repeatable results. I was printing solid groups at 100 yards using BHD 385 grain cast slugs, and the rifle held 0 through the entire shooting session. The 11mm dovetail mount worked just fine with a 416X scope, and the recoil was manageable even with the heavier loadout. Build quality is solid throughout. The updated forearm has a much better grip profile and includes M-lock slots for bipods or accessories. The rifle feels stable in the hand, and surprisingly still maneuverable despite its size. At 7.25 pounds, it's not cumbersome. That makes a difference when you're hauling gear or stalking for several hours. This is not an everyday plinker, and it doesn't pretend to be. The Tex-Rex is for hunters who need clean, confident shots in games that demand real knockdown power. It does that, and does it well. Now, if you're looking for something tighter, lighter, and built for high-volume shooting, the next one checks all those boxes and then some. IIR Venturi Omnistorm. The first thing that stood out to me about the Venturi Omnistorm was how different it felt from every other break barrel I've used in the past. Most gas piston rifles are what they are. You cock them, you shoot, and you live with the power level. This one gave me something I didn't know. I wanted real control over how the gun behaves. I picked up the .22 caliber version because I wanted something that could handle pests on my property, but still be manageable for backyard use. With the Omni piston power plant and the built-in Omni tuner, I was able to tune the cocking effort down to around 25 pounds when my nephew wanted to shoot it. Then later in the evening, I brought it back up closer to 50 pounds for more serious pest control. Same gun, no extra tools, no changing springs, just a clean adjustment that actually works. Shooting 11.9 grain pellets. I was getting around 850 feet per second, which gave me a little over 19 foot-pounds of energy. That's plenty for squirrels, rabbits, and similar-sized targets. The shot cycle was noticeably smooth, very little vibration, which is rare in a break barrel. It makes follow-up shots more natural, and I found myself trusting the shot more, because the gun wasn't jumping around or buzzing in my hands. The 19-inch rifled barrel handled the heavier pellets well. I tried both domed and hollow points and had solid accuracy out to 35 yards, using the included 4.432 scope. The glass isn't high-end, but it holds 0 and works fine for general use. If you're not using the scope, the fiber optic sights are solid with a clean sight picture and easy adjustment in the rear. The synthetic stock is lightweight, under 7 pounds total, and has enough grip and contour to feel stable on sticks or offhand. I didn't baby it either. It held up fine through some light rain and a lot of walking through brush. For a sub-$200 rifle, this felt like a smart tool that adapts to different needs without cutting corners. If you're looking for adjustability without complexity, the Omnistorm really nails it. Now let's move into the PCP world with a rifle that's built around raw precision and no fluff. FX Leopard. When I picked up the FX Leopard, I went straight for the 25 caliber version with the sniper bottle setup. I wanted something that could stretch out past 100 yards with authority, but still give me the flexibility to fine-tune the way I shoot. That's exactly what this rifle was built for. It's compact, yes, but it shoots like a precision rig that belongs on a bench. The air system is what makes the Leopard so capable. The 54cc plenum is hidden cleanly in the buttstock and works alongside the AMP MKII regulator, which is externally adjustable. I ran it at around 150 bar, paired with 33.95 grain JSBs, and it was stacking shots at 75 yards. No pressure spikes and no drop-off after the second magazine. Just consistent velocity in tight groups. That's the kind of performance you can only get when the internals are this refined. FX's quick tune system came in handy during my first range session. I didn't have to tear anything down. A few macro and micro tweaks to the hammer spring, and the rifle responded instantly. It felt like I was shaping the performance to match the slug, rather than just adapting to the rifle's quirks. The barrel on this thing is the STX Superior Heavy Liner, built for slugs. It has a modified choke and a smooth 1 in 18 twist that keeps heavier projectiles stabilized without robbing velocity. With a good scope on the 20 MOA rail, I was hitting a 1.5-inch spinner at 100 yards with regularity. The UG1 grip is one of the best factory grips I've held. It locks into your palm without slipping and still plays nice with gloves. The adjustable butt pad and dual safety switch made the entire platform feel balanced and natural even during longer sessions. With the 890cc air volume and the sniper bottle and tube combo, I went through nearly 100 high-power shots before it dipped into the refill zone. And at just over 4 kilograms, it didn't wear me down either. If you're chasing precision and you want a rifle that feels like it was made to respond to your exact inputs, the Leopard delivers. Next up, Kral Arms Puncher Breaker. The Kral Arms Puncher Breaker made its way into my kit this year. For one reason, it gives you full-size power and precision in a bullpup form that doesn't wear you out after a few hours in the field. It's compact, it's practical, and for under $600, it offers real performance that punches above its price point. I went with a .22 caliber model because it strikes that balance between pellet weight and air efficiency, and this rifle gets it right. The 200cc air cylinder holds pressure at 200 bar, and I was averaging around 80 full-power shots per fill using standard 18-grain domes. For hunting or extended plinking sessions, that kind of shot count gives you time between fills without sacrificing consistency. What really stood out for me was how manageable the platform felt. It measures just 73 centimeters in total length, and the side lever action runs clean and fast. It chambers smoothly and doesn't feel stiff even when you're firing off multiple shots in quick succession. The two-stage adjustable trigger breaks predictably, and with a little tuning it felt just right for both bench shooting and field work. The half-shrouded barrel helps keep the report modest. No, it's not backyard quiet, but it's definitely neighbor-friendly with mid-weight pellets. The 53.5 mm barrel gives you just enough length for stable velocity while keeping the rifle maneuverable. I had mine grouped at under an inch at 40 yards using JSB 18.13s and a 416x scope on the 7.5-inch Weaver rail. The walnut stock version I shot felt solid, but not too heavy, right at 3.5 kilograms. The grip angle and cheek weld are well designed, especially for a rifle that comes out of the box at this price. Magazine capacity sits at 12 rounds for .22, and the rotary mags cycle reliably, with no misfeeds across several brands of pellets. For shooters who want something compact but capable of handling real pest control or small game, the Puncher Breaker checks those boxes without getting in the way. Up next is a rifle that leans into high-tech tuning and next-gen modularity, and it might be one of the smartest PCPs launched this year. FX DRS Pro MDT 700. The FX DRS Pro MDT 700 didn't just land on my bench as another fancy PCP. I picked it up because I was actively searching for an air rifle that could stand shoulder to shoulder with my rimfire match rifles. And not just in group size, but in how it felt, how it balanced, and how confidently it let me move through a course. FX nailed it. This one was chambered in .22 caliber, set in a full MDT chassis, and running their 700mm Superior heavy liner. That combo right there gave me a platform that stabilized slugs better than some of my competition bolt guns. I paired it with 25-grain NSA slugs and was punching clean single-hole clusters at 50 yards. Out past 100, it stayed predictably tight, even off barricades or tripod work, where it starts to feel like something truly new is in the way it manages air. FX wrapped the air cylinder around the barrel, so it's no longer this bulky bottle hanging off the bottom. That change trimmed the profile down and gave it a better balance point, especially for positional shooting. Everything about the gun feels lean, but it still performs with authority. The modular plenum system is hidden in a mag-shaped housing, and it works alongside the new AMP regulator to deliver smooth, consistent power without the pressure swings that tend to mess with group consistency. The regulator responds fast, and paired with the slug power kit, you've got all the performance sealing you'll need for high-speed slug setups. The trigger is fully adjustable and has that match-grade crispness right out of the case. With the 30 MOA rail, I had no problem getting my scope dialed for 100 and beyond. Even the new mini magazine is smart. It's low profile, but still holds enough shots to run an entire lane. Price-wise, it hovers just above $2,000, But when you factor in what you're getting, which is actually a full precision-ready setup that doubles as a rimfire alternative, it actually makes sense. It's clean and competition-focused, and FX didn't cut corners.